Welcome to another edition of Century 21 Preferred's Real Estate Training. And we're talking today about the iBuyer versus the Realtor. So, from a show of hands, or maybe in my chat box, can someone tell me, any agents on the call here, Carol, Alice, Alicia, Rod, iPhone, have you ever worked with an iBuyer in the past, possibly representing a buyer in a sell, and the iBuyer was the seller? Anyone worked with an iBuyer in the past? Got any experience there? See, Carol's lit up on my screen, but I don't hear anything. Rod says no. See, Tammy just joined us in the room. Anyone got any experience from working with an iBuyer in the past? No experience whatsoever. That's fine. So that just means that we're gonna learn a little bit today. We're gonna see what's happening there in our local market. So what I'm gonna do is share my first screen with you all. All right, we're gonna just throw that on out there. Welcome to those of you who are sharing your screen. It is so good to see your faces. Thank you so much. As you'll see, as I've dropped on the screen right here is a snapshot. This is just a snapshot of where iBuyers are currently operating. Okay, you can see that there where they're currently operating. So iBuyers are not all over the country in the market just yet. However, do you see two cities that you might live close by where iBuyers might currently be operating? If so, somebody share with me those two cities that you might live close by, or counties that you might live close by where an iBuyer might actually be currently working. Someone shout that out for me. Who we got for me, Tammy?
San Diego and Los Angeles.
San Diego and Los Angeles counties, Orange County as well. You'll see that iBuyers are currently operating. But you'll see also on the screen there that iBuyers are not operating. Not all iBuyers are in all markets. You'll see here that we have in San Diego County, Zillow and Redfin are predominantly operating there. Okay. And then up in Orange County and LA County, we've got an additional Open-Door who's working there as well. Now, I guess we're too small. For Riverside County to somehow show up. But I want to show you guys some interesting information. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to share with you another one of our wonderful screens here. All right. We did a little bit of research here. So get the MLS up for us. Okay, so if you don't know how to do this, walk you through it real quick. This is important for us to know in regards to being able to inform our clients of what's going on. So I'm sharing another screen with you. This screen should look like the MLS, right? So if you go into here into search, all right, you go down to cross property. This is the one that I use. Go to quick detail. And if I go to active, coming soon, under contract, pending, and close within last 360 days. Okay, we see that there, how I did that? Everybody saw what I did? Scroll down to the bottom. I want to look at the one that's most, that's operating the most, and that's the largest out of everybody right now is Open-Door. So you can actually go into here. Check this out, guys. And you can look for Open-Door. Okay. And there's Open-Door. You hit OK. Sorry. Try that again. There she goes. Open-Door. You can actually go in here and select all the Open-Door brokerages that are currently working right around us. Hit the OK button. Boom. And that's going to show you right there. 293. Go back. 293 closed, no, not closed, but active, closed, pending, under contract, coming soon listings with Open-Door brokers right now. Okay, that's within the last year. 293. That number was actually 291 when I checked it earlier before training. It's gone up 2. Okay, just so you know, they're working on our market. But how many homes? And let me show you real quick. Let me actually go to the map so you can see what area we're looking at. This is the area that we're looking at. So let me zoom in here for you guys so you can kind of see where we're at. All right, you can see where we are. So there it is. That's where Open-Door is currently operating right now. Okay, right here in our local community, Los Angeles. We've got Riverside County. they're really not showing up over here in San Diego County. Don't really see anything really happening down there in San Diego that's coming up. But that's where we're seeing open doors. So that's our competition that's out there. So we want to be aware of it. And at 293 listings, right? Let me see if it'll actually grab my one of my recent searches that I did on here. Here we go. We'll grab one of my recent searches that I did. Let that bad boy open up as soon as it starts working. It's always great when you're live. Things are just sort of slowly moving. Let's try this one more time. Here we go. Now it actually popped up. I can't get a map on this, okay? I actually went and did the same criteria, and I just drew a map around the area that I was working. It's a little slow because there's so many. I put a map around where I wanted it to search within that same area of where we had the open door listings, and it came up with over 5,000 listings. You see, I drew a little map right here. You can see on the screen, the same area that we were looking at came up with over 5,000 listings, okay, that have been either active, under contract, or sold within the last year as well. So what is 293? What percentage, I'm sorry, is 293 of 5,000? So round up to 300. Somebody give me the number. Tammy, Alice, Rod, Alicia, Melissa, anyone, what percentage is 300 of 5,000? Somebody talk to me. Anybody? You got this, Alicia. I know this. Tammy, beat her to the punch. Who's got the answer for me? Grab your calculators out, punch in the cool little numbers. Somebody tell me, what's the percentage of open door versus all the listings that are out there? Mercy. Amber, do you have the answer for us?
I do not. So it was 5,000 times what?
5,000. We're looking at what is 300. What percentage is 300 of 5,000?
15%?
15%. Well, the number's a little bit off. You're probably looking at that little zero there. So what we should be able to do, because 10% is 500. So we're slightly under that number. So you're actually looking at closer to about 5% of our market share. Okay? 5% of our market share, just over 5% of our market share is open door. All right? So that you guys know that. Don't freak out completely, you know, because open door is now 5% of our market share. That, oh my goodness, what's going to happen to our market? You know, I've got some cool little quotes here that I share with you from some industry gurus out there who are looking to take over, so to speak. Okay, looking to take over. Let me see if I can grab these screenshots for you real quick. Okay, so here's where we're going to start right here. All right, then we're going to actually get into some other cool stuff. You should be able to see. I got the screen happening for me. I can't even read it. There it is. Here we go. You should be able to see it. Is it showing up to you now? 2020 introduced new challenges. 2020 introduced new challenges for the iBuyer movement, with all the major iBuyers pausing their operations as the coronavirus raged through America and made for uncertain housing market. That pause was a step back for consumer awareness and the progress of iBuying, but all iBuyers have restarted their operations and are purchasing homes again. All right. Another cool little quote that I want to share with you all that we found in regards to the iBuyers. So take a peek right here. I'm going to put up on you. This is what they're saying. They're saying, oh no, that's not the one I'm going to give you. They're actually saying it's another quote I wanted to share with you. But they're saying that, and I don't have it on the screen here. It's too many screens I put up here, and I don't want to confuse anybody. However, by 2029, write this down. By 2029, somebody answer me this. Another question. I know everybody's paying attention. Melissa, Rod, iPhone, Alicia, Alice, Carol, Tammy. By 2029, what percentage of the real estate residential market is projected to be represented by iBuyers? Again, the question, I will say it one more time. By 2029, what percentage of the residential real estate market is predicted to be controlled by iBuyers? Alice, what you got? Picking on you this morning. What
20
percentage?
25%.
25% from Alice. Rod says 25%. Carol, what percentage you got for me?
I'll say 50.
50% coming in. All right. Tammy, what do you got for me? What
Am I off,
percentage?
mute or not?
There it is. 20%. Alicia says the answer that they gave us was that actually a 50%.
Woohoo.
50% they're saying by 2029. You know, it's like, could that really happen? Okay. One way, and I'm not here to scare anybody. My job is to help you be informed of what's taking place in our market so that you know how to talk with and inform the consumer, your client. Okay. What is one of the things that is going to help the iBuyer, okay, to be able to really grab a chunk of this market share? Let me grab a little quote that I got for you guys. All right, this is what, and we're going to run some numbers on this, and I'm going to show you guys something because iBuyers actually aren't making any money right now, believe it or not. Okay, out to my screen, I can share it. Welcome to the training.
I have a question. This is
Absolutely.
Kathy.
Go ahead, Kathy.
What classifies a company to be considered an iBuyer? What's the definition versus like a real estate company or a Zillow? What's the difference for an iBuyer? I think once I understand that, then I kind of understand more of the reasoning and the increase in percentages over the years.
Great question. Thank you so much for asking. iBuyer stands for, the I stands for instant buyer. So that's going to be someone who can buy your home for cash. Okay. Open Doors buying your home for cash. We see Zillow Offers is buying your home for cash. There are iBuyers of all types that are out there that are buying your home for cash. So that will be the definition. Again, great question of what is an iBuyer. Now take a look at what I put on the screen for you right here. It says, in the meantime, the likely business model for these growing Goliaths is going to be selling mortgages with their home. Mortgages are where the money in residential real estate. Similarly to when buying from a builder with an in-house lender, it is likely the iBuyer will start to monetize the process by creating in-house products like loans to upsell their customers. Okay, so let's talk about this for a minute, because again, it's important for us to understand why this is going to help leverage could help leverage the iBuyer. Again, we're not here to frighten anybody. I don't think there's anything we need to be concerned about, but it's important for us to know what's taking place in our marketplace. Money is made, the majority of money is made on a loan for a home. Because what type of interest does someone pay on a home loan mortgage? Simple or compound interest? Give me the answer, Rod. I see simple. No, yeah.
Simple.
Simple. You know, actually, we're paying
Compounds.
compound. We're paying a compound interest. What that means is that what happens when we look at a home loan, you take 3.5%, okay, over the course of 30 years. So if I was to pay, here's the numbers that we're going to run. Okay, so if I look at a home, right, we're going to look at a $500,000 home. So put this in your calculators. $500,000 home. Okay, times 0.035% interest rate. Okay, that's $17,500. But you pay $17,500 on $500,000 for as if you owed $500,000 for 30 years. So you take that same number times 30, and now that's $525,000 in interest that could be paid on a home loan if it was to be fully amortized over that 30-year period of time. So if a iBuyer was to start working with lenders and start lending money, they can start to now offset some of their costs and maybe offer more for a home than someone else, because they're going to recoup those means by offering the home loan. Does everyone follow me there? All right. So these are things, again, we're not here to frighten anyone, but this is what could happen in our industry. We see it happen with lenders from time to time. You've got a great lender that you work with, and then your buyer goes to purchase a new home. Saw it in the office yesterday, right? They're pre-approved, ready to go, but the new builder is able to offer, with, I think yesterday was $14,000 in closing costs. So who did they end up going with for the lender? Well, they went with the lender there, the in-house lender from the new home construction, because it was going to save them money. So it took business away from the traditional mortgage lender there, and in turn turned it over to that new builder. And they're all affiliated in some way, so they're making money together. So keep these things in mind when we're talking about iBuyers and what they can do to possibly disrupt our industry. All right, everybody follow me there? Hopefully we're not going too fast. So far, we've already shared quite a bit of information. So let's dig a little bit into the iBuyers that are out there and what they're charging. Okay, because the question that we have was speaking with one of the agents in the office, and unfortunately lost the listing to an iBuyer, an open door, I believe it was, because of convenience. Okay. How long do you think it takes an iBuyer to come in, purchase a home, and close escrow? I need some numbers. I want some average ranges. So talk to me, Carol, Alicia.
10 days,
10 days, I hear.
14 days.
14 days, right? Right. Now, why do you think that, why are they able to close so quickly?
Because they're buying their home cash.
They're buying it cash. Absolutely. And because they're buying a home cash, they don't have to go to the bank and go through all the red tape. I write you a check. Here we go. Title escrow wrapped up. We're on our way. So what they're offering is convenience. Okay. But there is a cost for that convenience. So I want you to write down some of these numbers. Does anyone know what the high end was? I'm picking on Open Door the most today. We're going to talk a little bit more about some others, but I'm picking on Open Door the most. What was their highest fee? Does anyone know what the highest fee was for them? They had a range. And is anyone familiar with the highest fee for Open Door was? They've actually capped it much lower now. But
I think $18,000.
$18,000 is where we're coming in. Anyone else want to throw anything out there? Melissa, Carol, Alice, Alicia. Anyone know a percentage? Throw a percentage at me. Percentage for their fee for Open Door, what their highest cap was. Anyone know?
I think 11%. I don't know.
We're getting closer. It was 14%. It's an insane number, but they've capped it now. Does anyone know what Open Door has now capped their fee at? What percentage is it now capped at? Give me a number. Say that again, Tammy.
10%.
10%. It's coming down a little bit lower. What else we got out there?
8%.
Coming down. It is actually 5% now. They've capped it at 5% is what Open Door says they have capped their fee. Okay.
That's not good for us.
Well, but let's remember that when you get an offer from Open Door, let's go check out Open Door real quick. Okay, I've got some more things prepared for us in our training. Just need to grab another screen. There he is right there. All right. And we're going to share. All right, you should see your preliminary offer on the screen here, right? You see this preliminary offer? Everybody see that? This is an Open Door preliminary offer. $584,000, $584,100. That's for my house. This is live for my house. Okay. Now, I don't know if I can go back in here with the original. No, it's not going to get. I left it already. The original offer was $544. Okay, it was $544. I went in, I clicked the little link because they sent this to me last week. Said, hey, we want to buy your house. Send me an email. We want to buy your house. I went in and clicked the link and it was $588. And then it's actually dropped a little bit down to $584,100. This is their initial offer. Now, I'm a professional real estate agent. I live here in this community and I'm familiar with the local comps, okay, and what's recently sold. The highest sold property in my community, only 173 homes here, is $560,000. This home was immaculate. My home is not quite there yet. Okay, so this offer is actually way too high. But what they're going to do is when you scroll down, if you look down the screen, they go to comparable properties and they're really enticing you guys. They're really enticing you. Look at these comps. We're looking at September of 2019. This is live. I literally opened this for this training today, so you can see what's really going on. A 2019 comp in September, another 2019 comp for October, 440, another one for 435 in 2019, another one for April of 2018 for 425. Okay, these are the comps that they're trying to show me, and they're like, look, man, we're going to give you this amazing offer of $584,000. However, be advised and beware. When you go to get an offer from any one of these iBuyers, there is what's called repairs. Now, they will tell you, let's go ahead and grab this screen for you. Let's get this one off for a minute. They'll tell you that, those repairs that need to be done, they'll give you a percentage. Let me grab my screen for me. For you guys. Any questions while I'm grabbing this other screen? We had a great question earlier. Any questions out there while I'm just grabbing my next slide here? Here it is. Anybody got anything for me? Nope. Just quiet in the room. Slide this slow so you guys can see it. Okay. This is another one, Open Door. We did a lot of research on Open Door. They're the biggest one in the marketplace. Let me show you some other data in just a moment here as well. All right. Oh, here we go. This is a screenshot of selling with Open Door versus selling with a realtor. All right, so maybe you want to take some of these notes as well, write this down. Selling with a realtor, service fee or realtor commission, we see that is 3.5% to 5%. Okay. Selling with a realtor, we see around 6%. Realistically speaking, we know that's not even happening anymore because the average commission to the buyer side is like 2% now. So unless agents are getting 4 to sell it, that number is actually about 5 itself or even lower. There's closing costs that are always associated with it. Okay. Then there is this cost for repairs. Everybody see this cost for repairs that's on the screen? Now they throw you out a range between 1% and 2%. All right. Now, that number I have read in recent reviews that it can be right before closing that they hit this repairs for you. There was a review that I read and it said that they actually charged them $400 to replace, I think, 3 light bulbs. Kind of ridiculous. So the fees that are associated with that could be anything. iBuyers typically like to buy homes that are within about $150,000 to about the $500,000 to $600,000 range. That's the range they typically like to buy homes. They need high volume and need to turn these homes over relatively quickly to even get a chance of making any money here in the future. All right. In 2018, Open Door bought 10,000 homes and they sold only 7,000 of those homes. Okay, just some numbers for you to see right there of the kind of homes that they're buying across the United States. All right. And then, of course, they've got the totals down there at the bottom. They say anywhere from 5.5% to 10% with Open Door, and anywhere from 8% to 13% with the realtor side. Now, this is what they tell you. Okay. Something that you want to remember, and especially in this market right now, is that does a cash buyer need an appraisal on a piece of property? Cash buyer using appraisal on property?
No.
No, not at all. Thank you so much, Rod. There is no appraisal needed on property. So what they'll do is they'll come in and give you an offer for your property, right? No appraisal. This is what we can give you, and you move along. So what is your home really worth? Well, I really don't know. On the open market, we couldn't tell. Data has shown us that on average, even though you're looking at these numbers right here, and of course, this is provided by none other than, you actually get this information from Open Door itself. So Open Door, of course, is going to make themselves shine bright. But I had no problem going to Open Door's website. There's not a lot of really bad information in regards to iBuyers. They're actually, it's a convenience what you pay, but on average, when they look at all the data, all right, on average, write this down because you want to be able to have this number when you sit down with your clients at a listing presentation. On average, a seller will pay between 1.3 and 1.5% more to have an iBuyer purchase their home or sell to an iBuyer than with a realtor. And they call that a convenience fee. Why? You're going to pay a little bit more for us to buy your home in 10, 14, however many days it takes to get your home, for us to close that transaction. So because we're able to do that, you know, we're going to charge a little bit more. And some people are willing to concede on that. But again, it's always about numbers. See, percentages actually throw people off. Like, oh, it's only 1.5%. Not that bad. I can handle it, right? But if we look at the median home price right now in Murrieta, which is $650,000 times, you know, 1.5%, that's $9,750. That's $10,000 convenience fee. So I have to ask my sellers this question. Would you be willing to wait an extra 15 days to make an extra $10,000? If you ask that question to your client, Tammy, what do you think the response might be?
Yes.
Yeah, yes, right? I got a thumbs up over there from Anne-Marie, but it's important for us to be able to have this data, to be able to share with our clients so that they know, oh, wow, because they're 1.5%, what is that? Well, you know, when you're looking at these large numbers and this little tiny fraction, I really don't know, but I don't know anyone who wouldn't wait 15 days for $10,000. I don't know anyone. Maybe you know someone. I just don't happen to know anyone myself, right? Anyone in the room know someone who's just, you know, not willing to wait 15 days for $10,000. Just too much in a rush, right? There is a niche for the iBuyer. There are those who maybe have to relocate for work and school or whatever the case may be, who need to be gone now. Maybe they've got a piece of property and they're really not interested in, they received it from an investment, they're out of state, they don't want to come by and check it out. You know, there's a small niche for it. But it's important for you and I to be able to share with our clients what can take place with the iBuyer and how much money they could be potentially leaving on the market. Statistics show, if you read even on any of the reviews that are done, you will get more for your home. Well, let's just back this up real quick. This is from the National Association of Realtors. So write this down. Why, answer me this question, why does a homeowner choose to hire an agent over selling the home themselves? Why does a homeowner choose to hire an agent versus selling the home themselves? Does anyone know what the National Association of Realtors might have said?
Liability, convenience, and a realtor will get more money for them.
There it is. There's the answer right there. Thank you so much, Tammy. That's the one the Association of Realtors was talking about. On average, if we look at, now this number is small because we're talking nationwide, but on average, for sale by owner sales across the nation, $185,000 is the average sales price versus with an agent is $245,000. So people realize, the consumer realizes that I'm going to make more money by hiring an agent, by paying them a small commission to get my home sold. In this case, we're talking, what is that, $60,000? We're talking about a difference there, right? Well, why would you not be willing to pay your agent? In that case, it's only going to be, what is that? Like $9 grand right there. It's really not that much, you know. So 9 on 9 each time is 18 to get you, pay 18 to get 50. I don't know. To me, it makes perfect sense, and to most consumers it does, which is why 89% of homes are sold with agents. More data that you want to be able to share with your clients. 89% of homes are sold with agents. Okay, so with the iBuyer, same thing takes place. You're not going to get necessarily top dollar for your home. I'm kind of torn as to where I should go next, but I believe we're gonna jump into a live, we're gonna look into a live property that I actually was checking out. Here we go. I just gotta go back to that search. Okay, so we're gonna jump back into share screen with you guys. All right, we're gonna jump into this one here. All right, so this I toured this property. All right, and then I came across the street, saw another one. So let me see if I can pull it up real quick. My recent searches should be in this one right here. As long as the internet works with us. Boom, look at that. The internet's working. Okay, so here's our subject property. Okay, Apple Cart Court in Wildemar. It is 1,900 square feet, 4.2, listed for $480,000. Okay, this property is being sold by none other than, you guessed it, Open Door. Okay, check it out. So let's go over here to the map real quick. Hopefully everything's on here that we can see. Yep. We're gonna go over here. Check out our neighbor's home. So here's our neighbor's home. Pull it up for us. Okay. You know, when it doesn't work, I always got a backup plan. I know the name of the street that it's on, so I simply just have to go there. We'll get the home. There's our home. Model match home. Model match home. It's pending. Now, the home we just looked at active has been on the market for 20 some odd days. How many homes are on the market for 20 some odd days these days? Not many. This property, 3 days on the market. Okay. Listed for $459,000. Now, these homes are the same size. They're the same model match. They're around the corner from each other. I actually previewed Apple Cart this weekend on Sunday. Home's in decent shape, you know, ready to move in. Some paint that they could do on it. But what I want to show you is when you go and do the research, see, this is a consumer looking to get their home sold on the open market. They're going to get most likely above this $460,000 asking price. Let's go back to that Open Door home. Okay, everybody ready with me to go back to the Open Door home? Actually, it might still be right here. Boom. Here's the Open Door home that we talked about on Apple Cart. I went back, just pulled up Realist to see what that home sold for. And dun, 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 it gives us everything. We have access as agents. Look at that. There's our sales price. This home just sold in last month. Well, I guess it's we're in it's April, so I guess this is, you know, a month and some change ago now. $430,000. Okay, so we see here that the model match that is across the street. Now the model match is on a cul-de-sac. Okay, so I haven't had an opportunity to preview the model match. Okay, but there's not a $30,000 difference in those homes. So the seller for Apple Cart conceded on, we would dare to say, $20,000 for Open Door to come in and purchase the home from them. It was convenient. Who knows where they had to go and how soon they had to be there. But having this data enables you and I to be able to have that conversation with our clients to say, are you willing to leave this on the table? Thousands of dollars. I mean, that's going to cover most of your commissions at that point, you see? And they're still paying more. Again, they're still paying more for the convenience than what they would have paid a traditional realtor to come in and represent them. Everybody follow me on the example that I've given so far. Yes? Any questions? Any feedback on that? Talk to me. Nope, not yet. Okay, got some more data for you guys. All right, I'm all about data because when we get the data, we see it in front of our eyes. It helps us to be able to, again, share these things with our clients. So I'm going to throw up another screen here for you. Now, if you go on Google, there's a thing called Trends on Google. Okay, pretty cool. On Google Trends, you can kind of see how companies are doing. All right, so check this out. Throw another throw another slider for you guys. Boom, maybe I can blow this up. This is Open Door, Zillow Offers, OfferPad, and just iBuyers in general. okay, you can see what is taking place in our market. I'm trying to blow this up just a little bit so you guys can see it. Maybe it's getting bigger on your screen. Hopefully so. Okay. You can see that up until about 2015, at least at this mark right here, about 7 years ago, 6 years ago now, the open doors, those Zillow offers didn't exist yet. The iBuyers, all those things really weren't doing anything, but they started making some noise here as of late. Now you can see here where it tapered off, and they don't give us a date on here as to where, well, actually they do. I just got to click on it. It's going to tell us our date yet. So June of 2020, we can see that it tapered off because, again, as we read earlier, because of COVID, things kind of went, the iBuyer just wasn't working out for them, right? Well, this is COVID, what do we do? They've got it figured out. And in figuring it out, you can see that now they're starting to spike, but we do see that they're trending down just a little bit. And the reason why they're trending down just a little bit now is because of this extremely hot market that we're currently in. That being the seller's market. So, I've got to ask myself, of course, Open Door can come in and get my home, bought, closed up, maybe in 14 days. But if I'm going to list my home and get 15 offers at $50,000 over asking price in the first weekend, it would behoove anyone to list with who? The realtor or the iBuyer? I know someone thought it in their mind, they just didn't verbalize it.
Common sense. I mean, we're having bidding wars right now. That's why you want listings versus buyers, because you're going to get a sell. That's for sure.
Absolutely. Very good. Thank you so much for sharing that, Tammy. But what I want us to also note is that this, like everything, real estate goes through phases, right? Like any industry goes through phases. So while we're having an extremely hot seller's market, this is going to cool off. And when this cools off, have we honed our skills as real estate professionals to be able to go in and adequately explain the difference between an iBuyer and working with myself or yourself as a realtor to be able to provide the best possible service, and at the end of the day, more importantly, the most money in their pocket in the least amount of time. These are the three things. So write these down. If you don't have these three written down, these three is what you should always be talking about with your clients when you sit down and have a listing presentation. Your goal is to get them top dollar. Write that down. Top dollar. You're going to get them top dollar in the least amount of time. So second item is least amount of time. And third is least amount of problems. Fewest problems. Top dollar, least amount of time, fewest problems. The iBuyer is going to try to sell the same thing. Don't see how they're able to get you top dollar, okay? When it costs you more to list with them. Now, some of the things that they are offering out there, so if you're continuing to take notes, note that they do offer a flexible closing date. So if you needed to adjust a week or two, they're willing to say, whatever, we got you, no problem there. So that is a convenience for someone who's out there. Again, I'm giving you everything. I'm not here to say we as realtors are the only way to go. And, I'm only an advocate for realtors. That's confirmation bias, me just reading anything that just pertains to us. We've got to see both sides of the coin so that we can adequately share with our clients. Now, Tammy, your hand's up. Is that a question you got there?
Yes. I've had my clients tell me that Open Door, I'm not familiar with them. I've never used them personally, but they were telling me that they didn't like it because there's an app and they give people codes to go in their home. Is that true?
That is absolutely right. Typically what Open Door will do, and thank you so much for asking that question, Tammy. Open Door goes in, they're going to buy that home cash. You're going to move out. And then they're going to have the home's going to be vacant. In order to get into it, like I've got the app on my phone. Again, I was showing one of these on Sunday. You simply say, I want to show this home. You schedule the time, you go in. They give you a code. And if like for me, like they want you to have like a 2-hour window to get there, like prior to showing. I literally showed them, was like, I need to show this house right now. I don't have time to wait 2 hours. I called the numbers, like I need to show the house right now. And the guy was like, you're there. what's your MLS ID? I gave him my MLS ID and he pushed a button and the door opened. It's all digital, whatever. And because they got the little digital lock there and it opened right up. We went inside, no problem. So getting in to show the homes is actually quite convenient. They didn't ask me for a PED or anything like that. You can just go right on in. So but the homes are vacant. There's no one there on those, the open door. Okay, Zillow Offers is doing the same thing. I've shown some Zillow homes most recently as well. Zillow actually has cameras up. They've got cameras in different rooms. And so they're actually able to watch you and monitor and protect their asset when you go into these Zillow homes. And they work the same way. You can, with Zillow, they use showing time because they bought showing time. So you simply go into showing time, you schedule a showing, and then they're going to send you the code. You punch in the code when you get there and off you go. So it is quite convenient to show the Zillows and the open doors that are out there. Those are the two biggest ones in our market that you need to be aware of. And I see them here locally. Again, they're a small portion, we saw that they were about 5% of our market share. Okay, so thanks so much for answering that question, Tammy. The thing that you get, and see, this is, again, this is the largest transaction for most people, right? The largest financial transaction for most people that they're ever going to make in their lives. And so people tend to have questions. Okay. Do your clients have lots of questions for you during the transaction process? Anybody can agree that maybe
Yes.
tons of questions, right? What's
Many.
gonna happen here, right? I'm going to go explain some escrow instructions later today. They've got questions like who's going to explain this stuff. With the iBuyer, you don't get that personal touch. You don't get that communication that's going to come from a real estate professional who's done this all day, every day, and understands the process. And so that's where you're going to come in by what Felipe said, to practice your trade or trade your practice, to be able to adequately answer the questions that come to us from agents. From consumers. Yes, Tammy, you got your hand up.
Oh yeah, I don't want to interrupt you. Yes, I had a Redfin buyer and they said Redfin was awful. She was an agent for over 30 years. And they just said it was awful dealing with her. And they lost hope that they were going to get a house. And, by God's grace, I got them one. And they wound up having, the appraisal came in $25,000 over than what they paid for it. So it's just, don't give up on your buyers either. And also, how long do you think this seller's market's going to last?
Great question. Let me get my crystal ball. Nope, I don't have one. But
well, I heard like another 12 months, then the market's going to crash. Have you heard that?
By following the real estate, the industry professionals that I do, one of the strong ones that is the NAR chief economist Lawrence Young, I think that's his name. And then of course, Brian Buffini, he's an expert as well. And all of the industry professionals that I'm listening to and following are saying, we're not going to see a crash. The reason why we're not going to see a crash is because inventory is so low, interest rates are incredibly low, and the buyer pool is so large. So we would need to have a huge influx of properties. And there's this thing, well, when the moratoriums are over at the end of June, what's going to happen? We've got our property management company. The vast majority of renters are paying their rent on time. We're seeing the numbers come in continually from lenders that I'm talking to. Most people, as the numbers are going down for those who are delinquent or behind on their mortgages, you're able to, if you were behind, you're refinancing that home. That's covering up everything that you were behind on. You're getting a better rate. Your payments are lower. So for us to see a crash, something else would have to happen that no one sees coming on the horizon. Especially here, when we talk about real estate, we have to be hyper local, especially here in the Southwest Riverside County area, because we are the most affordable community in Southern California. So when there's no affordable homes, where do they come? They come here, which is why our homes are appreciated now over 20% year over year, which is of course insane. When you're thinking 10% would be, or 10 is a crazy amount of appreciation. We're looking at over 20% is where we are right now. So a crash, not something that we're seeing on the horizon. We will most likely see a plateau. And that's what we saw in 2018, right in the May of 2018, it flatlined. Didn't drop. Home prices just stayed where they were. Interest rates gave, because interest rates about 4.5, kept pushing up to 5% at that time. And then the next spring season, boom, prices just took off again and went right back up in 2019. So we'll most likely see the same thing, I believe, here probably sometime in the summer. We'll probably flatline, plateau. Consumers are going to say, if I'm going to buy, an $800,000 home, am I going to buy it in San Diego County? Or am I going to buy it in the Southwest Riverside County? Well, I want to be closer to the beach. So, our prices are going to reach a ceiling to a degree. And then at that point, again, we'll just probably plateau. But a crash, we would just need a ton of inventory. And again, what caused the crash? So I've got some experienced agents on the call. What caused the crash in 2008?
Default mortgages,
Default mortgages. Because of what type of lending?
bad lending.
Bad
People
lending.
bought homes that they couldn't afford.
With the adjustable rate mortgages, which we're not seeing a ton of. Okay. We've got fixed rate mortgages on people's homes. So with that being the case, the likelihood, again, it would have to be something that no one can see for coming, kind of like, I guess, this pandemic, which they thought was going to be the one thing that was going to do it. And it actually just pushed prices even higher. So again, I don't foresee that in the horizon for us. The next several years look very good for real estate. Mhm.
Good.
All right. Great questions, though. Thank you so much. I see I've got a couple of things here in my chat. Okay, cool. We've covered all of those. Very good. As we're wrapping up here, our time, we spent a lot of time talking about Open Door. We touched just a little bit on Zillow offers. Zillow offers, if you're taking notes, they're charging right now a selling cost of 6%. Their closing fee is about 1 to 2%. And they also have a Zillow service fee of 2.5% is what it says. So again, those fees are going to be a little bit higher when you're looking at Zillow purchasing your home. I actually tried to get a Zillow offer for today's class. I haven't got it yet. I was working on it for you guys, but I filled everything out. It's really easy to go on there, do one for your home. I encourage you. They do ask the question. This is probably why I didn't get it, because I used my wife's name, because they asked if I was a real estate agent, and I wanted to be non-biased. I don't know how they're kind of viewing these things. They specifically asked the question, was I a real estate agent? And I was like, why are you asking the question? I'm a real estate agent. So I was like, no. And then I put my wife's name and her email, her telephone number. So they reached out to her because I want to be non-biased. So I didn't get that offer back yet for what they're going to offer me for my home. When I do, I'm more than willing, of course, to share with you guys what that might look like. Again, I got Open Door offering $584. Highest most recently sold home in my community is $560. So again, they start off high. They look very attractive. They come in and they'll do what's called a 90-minute tour throughout your home. And then from there, then they're going to look at what those repair costs are. And that's going to be your real number. Tammy, you've got your hand up.
Yeah. Do you know what Redfin charges?
Redfin service fees are, they say, they only charge 1% for the list side. And then they charge anywhere from, there's 3 and below for the
buy side.
For the buyer side. So, I've seen some things where it says their total fee could be anywhere from 6 to 12% is what their total fee could be, because they've got some other things in there. So that's the numbers that I found. And of course, they've got their closing costs like everyone else associated. They say it's only 1% for their closing costs. Okay.
Do
The
they
other
give
thing
$1,500
about, oh,
back? Do they give $1,500 back, cash back?
not at 1%.
Okay.
So that's the catch. So that's what I was just going to say is,
The buyers, I had my buyers tell me they offered them $1,500 cash back, but
Yeah.
they were awful and they went with me.
Yeah, and so that's what I was just going to talk about is Redfin. It's kind of tricky, but they found different ways to charge the same amount of money, so to speak. They do offer a low price to list and sell a home. So here's the way to overcome that objection is most of the times, because Redfin, great company, no big deal, but at 1%, what you're getting at that price is you're probably getting a Redfin agent who is not a local expert and is not going to know the true value of your home, right? We all know that in this market, kind of hard to express that. If you've ever listed a house in today's market, you're going to find that you're going to get multiple offers right away. So you're going to think that, oh man, I'm a genius. I'm the best listing agent around, right? So when we have a competitive buyer's market or a seller's market like this, usually the value of the listing agent goes down. Okay, so Redfin thinks it's easy to advertise, oh, we'll sell your house, just pay 1%. But explain to the seller that typically, if you're competing against Redfin, you could say, well, look, commission's negotiable, but you got to keep in mind, usually you're getting a Redfin agent and they're usually not local agents. So they don't know the market the way we do. They don't know the true value of this home the way I do, and they don't know what it should sell for, right? So that's one thing to consider as a listing when you're going up against Redfin. As a buyer's agent, Redfin offers, just like a lot of other companies, they say, hey, if you use one of our Redfin realtors to help you buy a home, you're going to get, $1,500 back, right? So that's because they usually charge 3% to the buy side on a listing so that they can credit back, but they also charge the agent that money. So that's why Redfin they'll sell you that lead for 30 or 35% for the buyer, and then they just give them $1,500, right? So it comes out of your commission, and they're charging you a referral fee for that buyer. So they're selling it just like Zillow used to sell leads as well. But just like Tammy mentioned, what you're going to find with that is you're typically going to find that you're going to get assigned to somebody that doesn't know real estate, doesn't know the area. You don't know what you're going to get. You might get a Redfin agent that's brand new, or an agent that has no idea what they're doing. So their experience level usually is not the best, just like Tammy mentioned. So I'm glad she brought that up.
And
My
great.
clients said they want easy too.
They
They got a local agent, but they want an easy deal. They got tired of making a bunch of offers for them.
Yeah. So,
Just so
this is where your
also-
experience level kicks in, guys.
Also, just so you know, if you check the data that's out there, I was reading as well. Redfin agents are 3 times more busy as a traditional agent. So they're just like one agent handling this large pool of sellers, and so they're not able to provide that customer service, the quality of service that your clients are going to be looking for, because they've just got all that, because they're just being fed all of these leads. Okay, so just keep that in mind as well. The biggest complaints for iBuyers that we find out there is just the pricing offers. Is where we're coming in. And then, of course, the outlandish repair costs is what the biggest complaints are. We're looking specifically, again, at Open Door. Open Door is rated A+ on the Better Business Bureau. Better Business Bureau. And they've only got, I think it's 73 complaints that they had on there that were listed. So they're not a bad company.
No.
So I'm not here to bash any of these, but it's our job as agents to make sure that we're able to provide transparency for our clients as to what you're getting if you should choose to hire one of these companies to represent you. At the end of the day, the best bet for anyone selling a home is going to be working with an agent, because the numbers has consistently shown they're going to net more on the sale of their home when working with an industry professional, a realtor.
Very true.
That's all I got for you guys. I know it was a ton of data. I shared a bunch of stuff. I hope that you were able to take some good copious notes. As always, we're going to share this on our YouTube channel for those who weren't able to join us today. Be informed, practice your trade, or what, Felipe?
Or trade your practice.
There it is.
Come on, guys.